It is said that wars are only won upon the anvil of honor.
Others believe victory requires strategy and a mastery of power.
War is deception. A game played best from the shadows.
Only strength and raw power can assure total dominance.
But of course, you could forget all that and just have fun! Hearthstone! Heroes of Warcraft. Busy night, but there's always room for another.
Hello and welcome to another God is a Geek video preview. I'm God is a Geek's Deputy Editor Martin Baker, and today we're looking at Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft. As you can probably guess from the title of it, it's a trading card game based on the Warcraft universe. So if you've played trading card games before, then you probably know what you're in for. There has been a trading card game based on the Warcraft universe as well. And if you've played that, then you probably recognise some of the cards, some of the minions, some of the artwork, especially on the cards. I know I did. So without further ado, I shall show you some of the... Before we get into the mechanics of the game itself, because while it is simple, there is some explaining to do in terms of the mechanics. Before we do that, we'll have a look at the menu system. Now, the store, I can't show you at the minute because it is a beta. The store keeps going down, going back up, going down because it needs testing. But what the store is, I can explain it to you. Because it's a card game, you can collect cards through different things. You can, you get them from leveling up on some characters. You can get it through any means, that you would expect. One of the major ways of getting cards is to buy them from the store. So in order to get one pack, you can pay for them using coins, which you can see in the bottom right hand corner here. I have 85 coins. You need 100 coins, 100 gold to buy one pack. You can either use real money to buy gold, to buy packs using the gold, or you can buy the packs using the money directly. And there are a couple of different versions of that. There's like, you can buy one pack, you can buy 3 packs, 5 packs, 10 packs. Without being able to go into the store, I can't remember if those are exactly the denominations of the packs, but it's something like that. There are stacks of packs that you can buy using either real money or gold that you can gain in the game itself. If I open the quest log, you can see how to gain that gold. So every time you win 5 matches, you get 5 gold. But as well as doing that, you can also do daily quests. So these, because I didn't do my daily quest yesterday, which is this 3 victories thing, I now have 2 daily quests. So you get 1 a day up until you've got 3, and then it stops giving you them. But every time you do one of these daily quests, you get 40 gold. So logically, that would mean that every 3 days you can buy another pack of cards, which is nice. So as well as that, like I said, you can get gold by winning battles. So every 5 battles you win, you get 5 gold, which obviously we'll come on to. Another thing that you can see on this screen is that there are multiple characters. So there are characters based on the classes in World of Warcraft, and the only ones I haven't unlocked yet are the warrior and the hunter, and you unlock those by beating them in practice mode. So if I used my druid deck or my mage deck, or the ones that I've leveled up quite not high, but I played quite a bit of it using those. If I used the mage deck, for example, to beat a warrior in practice mode, I would unlock the warrior. I haven't done that yet, so I can't play as the warrior, so I don't have a selection of warrior cards, but I do have some cards from the other classes. But when I jump into the game, I'll probably use mage, because that seems to be obviously the ones that you want to use, the ones that you win using, and I win using the mage sometimes, although I probably jinxed myself now, so oh well. So we'll come off of that screen and we'll go into the collection of cards, because as I said, it's a card game, so the most important part of it are the cards. So this is so if I jump into the mage thing, the 2 at the top there tells me that I've got 2 new cards, which I believe are the ones from me leveling up to a level 10 yesterday, or maybe 10, because you don't get them. You get them every up until level 10. You get them every even number. So you unlock new cards at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then you unlock the more impressive card at 20. So you can flip through the page. You can see the new ones that I've got. You can right click them to see more about them, see what it does. On the left hand, so I'll show you the cards as what each of the numbers mean. The top left hand corner is how much mana it costs to cast that card. Obviously we'll go into the game when you see it in action, but the top left hand side of the card is how much mana it costs to cast that card, to put it into play. The bottom left is how much damage that card does once it attacks the enemy, and the bottom right hand side is how much health it's got. These numbers, as I said, if you've played the Warcraft trading card game, these numbers are exactly the same. So you'd probably be used to playing using these numbers. There's a little bit more information as well. You can see who the artist is of the picture and a little bit of information about the card. But that's the card. You can flip through everything. There's all the different classes. There's Paladin, got an impressive looking card there. There's weapon card and all sorts of different things. These on some of the cards you'll even see this little gem in the middle. That basically means the rarity of the card. So that one is a common card. It's got just a white gem in the middle. But this one, for example, is a rare card. It's got a blue gem in the middle, and they're the ones that you're looking for. Obviously they're the rarer ones, they're the more impressive ones. So in this case it restores 3 health, and it's got a decent amount of health as well, so you can't be taken off the board very easily. And there's other things that you can do. You can disenchant cards. You've got ones that you're never going to use. You can you use the arcane dust to enchant the card and things like that. So and you can build your own custom decks as well on the right hand side here. So that's the cards basically. So the most important part is to play the game. So we'll jump into a game, and this will be against a real person. I don't want to do any practice mode, so we'll pick the mage, something that I'm good at using, or relatively good at using. Keep it unranked. We'll do play. So this might take a while. Again, like I say, it's a beta, so it's got to find somebody online. There are quite a lot of people playing the game, but it can take a certain amount of time in order to find a player. But I've never had a moment when it hasn't found somebody, so we'll hope that it finds one quicker than usual. Just have to wait for it to happen. While you're on this screen, the finding opponent screen, there's little tips. What you'd expect on a loading screen. It's something to not necessarily keep you amused, but keep you on the screen. You don't want you clicking cancel and moving away from everything. So there's tips you can have a look at. And hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. You usually see it coming up down here, on the bottom left hand side. I say somebody has connected or something like that. There we go. Trimble has come online, so that's who it's going to place me with. And then this the thing in the middle, the little tombola thing. Well, there we go. We're the opponent, so it's matched me with somebody half decent. It hasn't matched me against somebody lower than my abilities or higher. Oh, Gul'dan. So they're using a warlock against my mage. I'm not very good against warlocks, so hopefully won't be terrible. So this first part you get to pick whether you're going to keep some cards. They look fine, so I think I'm going to keep all of those, but you can click on the card and choose to replace it. If, for example, you've got something that costs 7 mana and you know it's going to take half the game to get to 7 mana, so you can swap that out and it'll go back into your deck and you can use it at a later time. So it's my go first. And I have 1 mana in this bottom right hand corner. So the only thing I've got that's got 1 mana is the Murloc minion. So I'll place that in the deck and end my turn. I've used my 1 mana, so there's nothing else I can do. So I might as well end the turn. The end turn button as well will change colour. So if it'll change to yellow if you can end your turn, but there's something else that you can do. And it'll change to green if you've used all your mana and there's nothing else you can do, so you might as well end your turn just so that the enemy or the opponent can take their turn. So I've got a Murloc against a Murloc, and he's got nothing, so hopefully he'll press end turn soon because there's nothing else he can do. There we go, end turn. So now every time you change, so my turn I had 1 mana last time, now I've got 2 mana, so every time it's your turn you'll gain another mana until you've got 10. And basically this first part of the game is a lot of just trying to keep minions on the board basically. So we'll put a Crocolisk on the board, and the other thing is you can see the Zs coming out of the Crocolisk, which means that I can't use that in this turn. So he's got 2 attack and 3 health, but I can't actually use him because I've just placed him down in this turn. Whereas the Murloc, which I placed down in the last turn, I can use this time. He's got 2 attack, 1 health. So that means that if I use 2 attack against his Murloc, now you see that the skulls on both of them as well. That means that I take as much damage, I will die. He's got a skull on his Murloc, but there's also one of mine. I'll kill his, but you take damage. Every time you do you attack, you take damage. So you've got to be careful of that. I don't mind sacrificing because I keep 1 on the board, but yeah, it's something to keep in mind when you've got... It's why you always want to attack with something with a higher health if you can help it, so you don't have to sacrifice them from the board. One thing to remember as well is if you attack the enemy themselves, the hero card, the one in the centre, in this case Gul'dan, you won't take damage to that card. So when it gets to a point where you've got, you know, a board full of minions, you can just attack to your heart's content. You won't take any damage from that. You only take a damage when you attack the opposing player's minions. So we'll put this one on, and this one has got a charge on the card itself, which means that it doesn't have any Zeds coming out of it this time. Because it's got that charge on it, I can use that immediately. And because it's got no minions, I might as well just use it to attack him directly. So that's 3 damage, and then another 2 there. And I can't do anything else because I've got no mana left. So end turn. We'll see what he's got. Hopefully he doesn't start, because Warlocks have got some interesting cards that they can pull out against you. I mean, their hero power here. So my hero power, if I've got 2 mana left, I can use my hero power that just does 1 damage. His hero power sacrifices his health in order to draw a card, so he can get to a point where he's got a lot of cards on the deck, basically, just because he's sacrificing health in order to get more cards. But he doesn't seem to be using that. He's just filling the board up with enemies. So these ones, he's got that restored 2 health to him, so that's why he managed to get back up to 29 from 25 health, because he just put 2 of these cards on, which healed him a little bit, which I don't like, but whatever. That's the game. So what can we do? I suppose if I use 2 of my mana to put another minion down, and then I can use my hero power to destroy 1. That takes him down to 2, and then I can destroy the other 2 with the attacks that I can use on my minions. So he's got no minions left, and I've still got 2 protecting my my hero. And that's the tactic that I tend to use, at least at this early stages of the game, is to try and keep minions on the board until basically he's run out of cards, and then I can use all the minions that hopefully I still have on the board at that point in order to take him out, just to attack him directly. So we've got 5 now. Now, one thing that I'm going to use as a mage is this Polymath Spell. Obviously, the spells that you've got is based around what character you are. So a Polymorph is a spell that people use in World of Warcraft, so you have it as a mage here. And he's got a character that's got a lot of health. 5 is quite a lot of health, and it attacks quite heavily as well. So I don't want that on the board. So what I'm going to do is turn it into a sheep, which means that it gets one attack and 1 health. So it doesn't really do that much damage now. And then I'm going to use the last mana to do Arcane Missiles, which shoots 3 missiles that do 1 damage each. And as long as 1 of those missiles hit the sheep, I'm going to take it off of the board. But I might do 2 damage to him as well, which is exactly what happened. And then I've got the 2 moves left. One thing to keep an eye on again is the end turn. So it's yellow here, which means that I've still got my my chance to take with these. It means that basically means I've still got something to do, which in this case is the 2 turns with that. It's turned green now, so end turn. And just hope that it keeps going around this way, basically, that I can keep some minions on the board until I get my mana crystals up to the top. Once it starts getting to 10, you're starting to get to the end of the game then, because you're going to start pulling out cards that cost 7 mana, and they're the really powerful cards. So at the start of the game, you're just kind of working your way into things. You're making sure minions are on the board. You're making sure that he hasn't got minions on the board, preferably. And then once you start getting to the latter stages of each of matches, you start pulling out the major cards then, once you've got enough mana to actually cast them. I have no idea what he did there. He seemed to do nothing but just end his turn. But that's fair enough. It means that I can actually do more damage. One thing that I will do this time is these taunt cards. So you remember the card before that said charge on it, which meant that I could use that card straight away. These cards with a taunt turn into shields when you drop them down, which basically means that they cannot attack your hero, in my case Jaina Proudmoore, until that card has been taken out. And it's got quite a lot of damage. 5 damage is quite a lot, but they cannot attack any other enemy. So I've got one of those ready in the bank, ready to go. But that means that I'm not allowed to take any damage. The game won't allow the enemy to attack any other character except the one that's a shield, the taunt character, which is good for me. It means that I don't take any damage. So before the time runs out, because I'm talking too much, we'll do some more damage, and then end the turn. And we'll look forward to the next go round. Hopefully he won't take me out, and I'll be able to do quite a lot of damage with the shielded character as well, because he's got no choice but to attack that one this time. He's mousing over the hero ability. Does that mean he's going to use it to increase his health? We'll see what happens. Alright, took a couple of my characters out. 3 damage to all characters, including himself though. Warlocks, as in World of Warcraft themselves, do damage to themselves in order to use their most powerful powers. So we've got 7 mana now. What can we do? We can use another Wolf Rider to charge. But I think what I'm going to do is put another taunt down, and then I've got this card which adds +1 to attack, which means if I put that down, I can attack with the one that I put down last turn, the taunt that I put down last turn, for a total of 4 attack. So I can do that, and then that's it. That's the end of my turn, because I've got no more mana left. So end turn, and hopefully he doesn't take. If he doesn't take any of my cards out this turn, he's only got 9 health left, and my totals add up to 4, 8, 10. So if he doesn't take any of mine out, he's got a taunt down. So again, with the taunt thing, I've got no choice now but to attack his taunt character, which is a nice one. What can I do now? So I can put charge down, which means I can use that this time. I could got another one of those +1 attacks, which they do stack, so everything will go up even more. And we'll see what we can do. So I can use that one this time. Oh, attack the one with the taunt first. There we go. So that's down, and then I can attack this one, which takes out my taunt thing, but he still can't attack my my hero. I use the last 2 mana on that, and then I use these 2, and I think that should be the end of the match. So he should be taken out. There we go. End of the match. And I win. And there's this whole leveling system, so at this moment I'm waiting to level up to 20 to get the Golden Arcane Intellect, and this is what I was talking about before. So if you get a total of 5 wins, you get 5 gold. So I'll click to continue, but that's Hearthstone, basically.